Hello everyone, this is Snowbird Bob back again here with you today. Today is Tuesday, March the 9th, 2021, and we got a lot to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about the potential of severe weather as we get into the central and southern plains on Wednesday, and then we're going to talk about the potential for some record-breaking snowfall along the Continental Divide just to the east of the Continental Divide around Denver, Colorado, and to parts of southern Wyoming, where some places could see upwards to 2, 3, maybe 5 feet of snowfall as we get into this weekend. And then also at the same time, we're going to be dealing with some severe weather across portions of Texas, Oklahoma, into Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana. And then that will push east as we head into early next week. And then we're going to take a look at the long range. It looks like that we could see some a lot cooler air coming down into much of the nation as we get around that March the 20th time frame. The MJO looked like it was going to be headed into phases more into phase 2 and 3, but now we may stay stuck in the phase 8. As you can see here, we may get stuck into phase 8 and 1 and 2 a little longer on here before we actually get into phase 3. Phase 3 is actually a little bit cooler here. Let me pull up the right MJO chart here. As you can see, we're currently in phase 8. We're going to be going into phase 1 around mid-month, and then it's going to be swinging, trying to get to phase 2 and 3, but it looks like we may get stuck into phase 8 and 1 a little longer, and then only just get into phase 2 and 3. So that actually the longer range may not be as cold as what it could have been, because also when we look into other teleconnections like the NAO and the AO, it's going to be dipping slightly toward neutral and negative as we go around that March 15th to March 20th time frame. So the connections are still there, so we still could see some much colder air, but just the models are pretty much lost after day 7. So what I want to do is take a look at the surface. Well, start out now, and you can see that we're kind of in a tranquil weather pattern over the next couple days, with some snow going up into the northern and northwestern part of the United States. And then we get into Wednesday and Wednesday night. We got a low pressure system over Kansas here. It's going to be bringing actually some severe weather for parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, into Missouri, and maybe even parts of Iowa out there. And then the bigger storm system comes in as we head into Friday and Saturday. We're going to have be dealing with some severe weather Friday, and then that low really starts cranking out here. Look at this here, 1,000 millibar low pressure system located just to the south of the Colorado border, just to the west of the Oklahoma-Texas Panhandle here. And I'm talking about this is going to be dumping some heavy snowfall, upslope snow into Colorado, near the Denver area, and we're going to take a look at that and some of those snowfall totals as the video goes along here. We're also going to take a look at the severe weather. As you can see, as we take it out into Sunday and Monday, the storm systems finally start to move to northeast, but it looks like it's going to bring some potential freezing rain and a winter mix to parts of Iowa, central northern Iowa, and some more heavy snow for Nebraska, South Dakota, as we get up into Wisconsin there. And then as we head out into next week, you can see parts of the Great Lakes will see some winter weather. And then, of course, like I said, we can take it out a little further here. This is day 8 here. This takes us out all the way to next Wednesday. Looks like another very powerful winter storm for parts of the northern plains here. This could actually be blizzard conditions for parts of South Dakota, North Dakota, maybe into Minnesota here as we get out to the middle part of next week. But this is where the models start to diverge big time, and it just shows, because they're like the last model run. Look at there. The last model run right before this one here actually showed some winter precipitation for parts of northern Arkansas and parts of northern Oklahoma and to much of Missouri up in the Ohio Valley here. So that's the reason that's kind of skeptical on that long range past day 7 and 8 out there, because it's just all depends on this model run here shows a 1040 Arctic high pressure sending some real cold air well down into the country here, and we could be dealing with some winter weather all the way down to Arkansas, up into the Ohio Valley, and maybe even the northeast here. But let me switch over and show you here on the snowfall. First, before we get to the snowfall, we're going to take a look at the severe weather. And before we get to that, the southeast ridge down here is really stout. It's going to be very stubborn as we go over the next 7 to 10 days. I think maybe we can get that southeast ridge to break down around March the 20th time frame and get some much cooler air down into Alabama, Georgia, maybe even Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and central and to eastern Tennessee once we get to March 20th forward on there. So what I want to do now is take a look at the latest from the SPC. As you can see right here that they just come out with this not too long ago. They upgraded this a lot of this area to from a marginal risk. This is for Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. The SPC upgraded this yellow shaded area to a slight risk. It was marginal risk, and they got a little more confidence now to seeing some severe weather. Now this is most likely going to be in the form of large hail, damaging wind gusts, and flooding rainfall. Some of these supercells can produce some very large hail. And also, you can't rule out for a possible, a few possible tornadoes, especially as you get down to Ponca City, Oklahoma, as you get up to Wichita, Kansas here, just to near Kansas City, over toward Lawrence, Kansas. And then the marginal risk actually goes all the way down to Oklahoma City, all the way up to Salina, Kansas, all the way just to the north of Kansas City to north and northwestern Missouri here. And then a heavy thunderstorm could be taking place all the way down to South Oklahoma City, all the way up into Green Bay, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, Des Moines, Iowa, all the way to Quincy, St. Louis. Could see some thunderstorms, and it could be some of these isolated thunderstorms could be severe too. We can click up here and we can see what the latest text from the National, this is actually National Weather Service, SPC. They say there's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms across parts of far northern Oklahoma into Kansas. It says summary. A threat of severe thunderstorms with large hail and strong wind gusts will be possible for parts of northern Oklahoma into central and eastern Kansas from late Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. It's a southwest mid-level flow will be maintained on Wednesday from the desert southwest, northeastern into the Great Lakes. The exit region of a 75 to 90 knot mid-level jet will move across the central plains. At the surface, a low will move from northern Kansas northeastward into Iowa as a cold front advances southeastward across the central plains. Strong low-level flow will result in moisture evacuation across the southern and central plains throughout the day. By late Wednesday afternoon, surface dew points are forecast to be in the mid and upper 50s from Oklahoma into southern and eastern Kansas, southwest Missouri. A capping inversion across the central plains is expected to weaken during the day into mid-evening, allowing thunderstorms to rapidly develop in parts of the south and central Kansas. This convection should spread east and northeastward into western Missouri. Additional thunderstorms will be possible further south into northern Oklahoma. So what they're saying here is during the late afternoon and evening hours, we could see some isolated severe weather. I'm sorry, I'm messing up. And I know I've said this is like my third video. I don't know how to edit yet. And I would edit this stumbling what I'm doing right here. But what I'm trying to say is we could see some isolated supercells in this orange and this yellow slight risk area as we get into Wednesday evening. In fact, Wednesday night, we could see some large hail, some damaging wind gusts. It looks like that the more we get into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, a lot of these damaging wind gusts will subside, and we could still be seeing some large hail. Even I wouldn't roll out all the way down here to northwestern Arkansas, up into eastern Missouri, all the way up into northern Illinois, into Iowa and southern Wisconsin here, could see some high winds, large hail, and heavy rainfall. And what I want to do now is take a look. We'll take a look at the day 3, and you can say even day 3. If it'll upload here, let's see, maybe it's day 4. I'm sorry, I'm messing this all up for y'all out there. Okay, see, you can take a look at this here. Let me back this off a little bit. Okay, this takes us into Thursday. You can see they've already upgraded to a marginal risk of severe weather all the way to in this green shaded area, all the way from Midland, Texas, Abilene, Wichita Falls, Oklahoma, all the way up into Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Springfield, Missouri, Joplin, Missouri, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then you got a thunderstorm risk that reaches all the way up into St. Louis, Indianapolis, as we get into Thursday. So we take it out another a day here. I think day 4 looks like it's going to be, we kind of get a little break. But then as we get into Friday, you can see they already got actually a categorical risk, but they do got a risk. It's going to be pretty much, it's going to be severe thunderstorms in this area right here. As we get into Friday and Saturday, we take it out another day here. This takes us out to Sunday. In this yellow shaded area all the way down to Dallas up to Wichita, Kansas here. We take it out another, this is day 7. This takes us into Sunday and Monday. I think that the system as it starts to move northeast, I think it's going to develop into more of a straight line wind threat as it starts moving east into Shreveport, Louisiana, across northern Louisiana, all of Arkansas, southern Missouri. And I do think that this severe weather threat will move east into parts of Mississippi, Alabama, maybe Georgia, northern Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky here as we get into Monday and Tuesday, and then some much cooler air will start to filter into the region on there. And what I want to do now is take a look at some of those potential record-breaking snowfall. I mean, this is unbelievable here. We're talking about, now this is going to happen as we get into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday time frame. The heaviest snow, I believe, is going to happen on Sunday. We could see, it's showing right now almost 60 inches of snowfall for near Denver and right around Denver, Colorado. It's got, up to 30, 40 inches for Colorado Springs. I mean, this could be record-breaking snowfall because I think Denver, Colorado snowfall record for one snowstorm, I believe it's 33 inches of snow. I may be wrong, but I believe it's around 33 inches of snow. That's almost 3 feet. We could be talking 4 to 5 feet of snowfall for parts of that area out there, just along the Continental Divide and just to the east of the Continental Divide across much of eastern Colorado. And then even if you get up into southern Wyoming here, you got up to, 3 or 4 feet of snow in southern Wyoming. And then you still get some significant snowfall all the way out into Nebraska, into South Dakota, all the way up into just north of Minneapolis, toward Duluth, Minnesota here, all the way up into the Great Lakes here. As it pulls off, it will not be as strong, but you can still look to see some pretty significant snowfall. And like I said, in the very long range, as we get in that 7 to 8 day time frame, the model is still kind of skeptical. They're not really consistent. So I will keep you updated on that, but I think that we could see a big shot of cold and one last shot of some winter weather all the way down to Texas, Oklahoma, maybe even Arkansas, parts of Arkansas, maybe central and northern Arkansas, into Missouri, into Kansas, and all the way into the Ohio Valley. I think even Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Northeast hasn't seen their last chance of winter weather and snowfall for this winter season out there. But anyway, that's all I have for y'all today. And I don't think I've said this, but if you hadn't subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it. I'm sorry about all the bloopers. I will get better as I make more videos. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th video, and I'll start editing out my bloopers. But y'all just leave in the comments below if you think I should just leave my bloopers in there and just go with it. I'll do, I'll take y'all's recommendations on that. And if you hadn't liked it, and like the video, and like I said, subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm working on almost 1,000 subscribers now, and I really do appreciate that. And y'all have a great day, everybody.